This is the brand new planar eclipse gun, the EMF200. If you guys are familiar with the EMF100, that right there, that is the EMF100. That was, or is, or I should say was, the first and was the only MagFed gun from Planet Eclipse. Essentially what this was, I mean, really just an EMEC with a body kit on it that allowed it to take magazines. So it was, I wouldn't say quickly cobbled together, but it has a lot of carryover parts from the other Planet Eclipse guns. Whereas the EMF200 is more of a ground up whole redesign or a whole different making of a magazine fed gun for Planet Eclipse. It's not replacing the EMF100, it's going to sit alongside it. So the EMF200, the base version like that right there, without the stock, so just 2 magazines and the gun, you do get that handguard though, is going to sell for $900. That's going to be $350 more than the EMF100. But again, they're going to be selling these both at the same time. So this is kind of like the higher end version of the MagFed guns from Planet Eclipse. They're not for sale yet, but we should probably be seeing them mid-summer is what I was told. Look for probably like June around there. One of the things that separates the EMF200 from the 100, the previous, the 100, or it should be the current EMF100, is all composite nylon. So it's all glass reinforced nylon. So the entire barrel shroud, the grip frame, the whole thing pretty much glass reinforced nylon. Whereas this, the entire upper section is aluminum. So that handguard is aluminum. The top Picatinny rail, I'm pretty sure is aluminum. Yeah. The whole top body essentially is going to be aluminum, but the bottom half, the magazine well in the lower and the magazines are still going to be made of glass reinforced nylon. So that aluminum is going to feel a little bit nicer. And you can also see on there, on that shroud, those little holes sit there for quick releases. So if you want to put a sling or, I mean, really a sling, there's M-lock stuff on there so you can put all kinds of different attachments and really slings, honestly. Here's a like big spec list of kind of everything that changed. And it's going to come with the OPR core too. So it's going to have that newer drivetrain. The same drivetrain that they have on the 180R will now be in the EMF200. The 100 has the just standard gamma core that's coming in just the standard base EMEC. Or even the Ether 3 or the Ether 3M, right? Yeah. So it should be, technically, it's a little bit quieter, a little easier on paint. It'll kick a little bit less. But these guns, you know, they're pretty big and heavy. So even though that, like, you know, it has that new bolt system, it might shoot a little bit different, but it's not going to be as noticeable. Like when we went from the 170R to the 180R, that had that new bolt system, it was pretty noticeable. But again, because these things are, you know, heavy, it's not going to be, you know, as dramatic or as big of an increase. The one thing that I really like, though, is if we, yeah, we'll just, I think, stop. Nope. That picture right there. It is going to come, or they are going to sell, I should say, the stock separately as well. So that stock is going to be $50 for that air-through stock. And you notice as well how the tank comes out of the back of the gun now. Whereas before, it was like that, really. You can see you had to screw the tank into the bottom of the gun, just like you did on all guns. All right, you screw into the ASA, and you have this kind of weird big stock situation. So that's just much, much cleaner having the tank come out the back like that. It's going to be just better for those people that want that more realistic magazine fed style play. There is no feed neck on these now. So the previous gun, the 100, or the, I should say the less expensive one, I keep saying like the previous gun. This thing you can put a feed neck on and use in just like regular semi-auto mechanical mode if you want. So I really like the stock coming out the back. And there's a lot of stuff that, like, I don't really know. You know, I don't know anything about, like, real firearms. But if we look over kind of in the middle left-hand side of this chart, it says Milspec. So I'm pretty sure somebody in the chat room, let me know. I think all of the things that say Milspec can be replaced with, like, real firearm things. So, like, how it says AR style, Milspec AR style pistol grip, or Milspec AR style magazine release. I think you can replace that with actual real gun parts. I'm right. I think we're right. Chat room says we're good. So I think you can, you can replace that with all like real stuff. So I know it means military specification, but I don't know if that means, you know, what the fuck does that mean? So yeah, like you can put Magpul parts on there or whatever, right? Yeah. Which is cool. You can make it ambidextrous. So it means you can like flip around whichever side you want, like to do the mag release or the safety on as well. What's it say? Authentic touch points, which means everything's like the real size. So when you like hold like a real AR-15, apparently the magazine release and the safety, like selector switch, are all the exact same distance with the real firearm compared to these things, which is kind of cool. I really like how it's like more vertical. The grip, like the trigger frame, just looks more like vertical, which I like a lot. It's kind of hard to see on these images, but if I like, we can do that, yeah. So see, like right above my head, there's that like circle button, like right there. Like I could be like, I could like push it. It's metal. You can see it how it like shimmers or whatever. That's actually a pops on off. So you can actually push that button and you can like turn the air on and off, which is really, really cool. There's not another magazine fed gun that I can think of that's like that. That pops is just really cool. It's really kind of a clever. They have new magazines. The the CF200, the CF20 Pro are the new magazines. We can see them right there. But what's really kind of neat is these work on the EMF200. They work in like a 2-stage. So one of the problems with magazines is like, I have a gun over here, but they'll like kick me off the internet. One of the things that's kind of sucks about magazine fed guns is like, as soon as you put the magazine in there, the paintball loads in and the spring puts pressure really hard, and then it can like flatten the paintballs, or weird stuff can happen if you leave like the magazine loaded into the gun with paint for a long time. So what's kind of neat about these is they're like a 2-stage kind of load system. You can pop it in and it just kind of sits there and rattles around. So it's not loose, but you can have the magazine in the gun. So you could be walking around or whatever. And then when you're ready to play, you can clip it in one more, and then the magazine's fully seated in there. I really like that. I think that the magazine fed players are probably also kind of going to like that, like new magazine system, because it kind of gets rid of one of the problems that magazine fed guns have. I like it. That's pretty cool. I think I've said that like 15 times.